We have in the nearby house grown-up males. They don't work. They sell people's data. They are the beloveds. I am searching for a job since 2021, and they said to me, they are allies of Somaliland with the neighborhood. They are stealing my stuff. You read a book. They say, Samia read that book. There is a very valuable information. They tell Muslims and the Jews and the Christians, اللي هو GCC nations, other Arabs, Al Jazeera News, MS Now, France and Qatar, all everybody upon planet Earth. Whatever I am, go to my YouTube channel. My entire life was sold to Muslims, Jews, and Christians and everything. And I am unemployed, and other people enriched themselves from trafficking me. Whatever I am discussing, everybody, all the media channels, all the scholars, all the politicians, everybody upon planet Earth, they are using my material. And I am made poor. And the only thing that occurs in my life, and they are saying me, they are beating me, they are assaulting me. Whenever I go outside, they are harassing me and insulting me and chasing me. And I come to the violent creatures in the house, a violent mother, a violent siblings, a violent creatures, and their violent neighborhood, and everybody is trying to beat me. The message says, be aware of my bottle carriers. He said, I dispersed them everywhere upon planet Earth. Be aware of my bottle carriers. We drink particular stuff that comes on planes. It is very expensive, and we have to make money of everybody upon planet Earth. Be aware, he says, be aware of my bottle carrier workers. We drink, he said, something that is very bitter tasting. That is bitter tasting. It comes via aeroplanes. It is very expensive, and we have to make money from everybody. He says, be aware of my bottle carriers. We dispersed them. We don't drink water and the juices and this wine and tea and the milk and this heinous stuff. We are drinking very bitter stuff that comes on aeroplanes. It is very expensive. Our bottle carriers, he says, we dispersed them all over the nation. They are everywhere. Our bottle carrier workers. Masjid al-Madina says, Muslima Ismail Shafi'i Su'ad Nuh Rashid. Masjid al-Madina في آخره. This is their everyday Friday sermon. أقسم بالله العلي العظيم. This is their every Friday sermon. This is their Friday sermon. Every Friday. They are, you read a book. A book is being discussed here and there. You watch a lecture. A lecture is stolen. The stuff I am discussing with you, I told you a few days ago, he's saying this and that is occurring, including I was talking to you about Natalie Harb, Palestinians. Allah yil'anku. Your females, they became poor. Bring them to Somaliland. There is lots of land in Somaliland, and you want to work, as Israel, it recognizes Somaliland. Bring your people and your females to the Qawmulut. You want the people to become their sex slave. Bring your Palestinian females, Muslima Ismail Shafi'i Su'ad Nuh Rashid Masjid al-Madina في آخره. Bring them, Palestine, Syria, GCC nations, Africans, Asians, EU, UK, USA, Muslims, Jews, Christians, whomever. Bring your females to live out of wedlock and to become sex slaves of Muslima Ismail Shafi'i Su'ad Nuh Rashid Masjid al-Madina في آخره. You are saying, it is including me, I want to travel abroad. Somaliland, Israel is denying me employability. I want to flee this place. Benjamin Netanyahu was saying to the Palestinians, he is going to give them money and whomever wants to travel out of Palestine, they can go and seek asylum in whatever nation. And the EU is giving the Palestinians scholarships and jobs, and the USA is giving the Palestinians scholarship and jobs, and the United Kingdom is giving the Palestinians scholarships and jobs, and they are traveling abroad. Nobody, they are denying me everything, including a child of my own, my family, my car, my house, my gold, my home, my job, my university, and everything upon planet Earth. Travel. Palestine travel and come to Somaliland. She wants every day and night my stuff to be like this, and she is selling. She's selling everything I am discussing to Al Jazeera News, to Qatar. And they built for my family and my relatives. And for Muslim Ismail Shafi'i Saad Nit Rashid, they built them 10 homes, 10 businesses, 10 cars, and they made them rich. I got nothing. They are saying to me, you are not doing haram, you are not consuming alcohol, you must be taken to mental asylum. The stuff I am discussing, they are selling it to in EU, in UK, in USA, Qatar, Al Jazeera, everybody upon planet Earth. I was discussing with you few days ago about Natalie Harb, and they are saying she is the child of Trump. Natalie Harb, Trump is hiding. She is a child of President Trump, and they are saying she is the child of President Trump, and he is hiding her. He is hiding her, and he cannot live out of. He cannot live without her. And they are saying that in Vanity Fair photo that they took of the Trump administration, she wasn't in that photo. And Susie Wiles, she didn't include her because she assumes her as nobody yet. And but Susie Wiles, she have seen an influence Natalie Harb got on President Trump, so she is not interfering. She made her become a girlfriend or whatever associated with President Trump, including I was talking to you about the Canadian tariffs, and they said, Mark Carney, he said, we are going to retaliate the Canadians against the Americans, dollar via dollar, and they said because they refuse partnership and they are competing against who Trump wants Canada because it produces lots of stuff. How is Canada going to compete with America? And they are discussing, including the stuff I was discussing with you about Mark Carney. We are going to retaliate against America, a dollar vs a dollar. They don't want cooperation and partnership. They want competition. This is great. The greatest market is not a monopolistic market. Is a market with so many salaries, and there is inside the market, this is an economic term, something labeled as perfect competition, not a monopoly. Perfect competition, so many salaries of all the commodities, merchandise, and products.
Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, he serves on the Oversight and Intelligence Committees. Congressman, welcome. I do want to quickly ask you about these collapsed trade talks. Canada saying it will retaliate dollar for dollar. What's going to be the impact of this?
It's going to hurt Americans. Let's be very clear that these tariffs are actually taxes on Americans. Illinois happens to also be a huge...
They are discussing my material, and they are saying to me, go take mental illness medication. And they are selling everything.
Breaking news, Canada is firing back at the U.S. today after trade talks collapsed just before Trump's 50% tariffs went into effect.
Yeah, just this week alone, in the last week or so.
They are selling my material to everybody upon planet Earth. And this is, she said, education is the only asset that is going to remain for women and girls. This is Melania Trump. Education is, I want to job at university and traveling abroad. And she's talking about this, and she's saying to the people, I heard as Muslims are making ill people. They are causing them, they are saying, they are doing diseases to the people, and they are making them with diminished faculties, hearing, sight, and other stuff, because they want the people that have been annihilated to be portrayed as they are suffering from mental illness. مسلمة إسماعيل شافعي سعاد نوح رشيد مسجد المدينة إفي آخره. She's saying, I heard you are missing me. Melania Trump is saying, I heard you are missing me. Here I am.
First Lady Melania Trump is back in the spotlight, stepping out Thursday hand in hand with her husband at a Rose Garden event 31 days after their last public appearance together and 4 days after Georgia Senator John Ossoff's comments drew intense scrutiny to the president's relationship with White House aide Natalie Harp.
Including, I told you about this, that John Ossoff that is saying he doesn't want to do his job as a president and his work as a president. He wants to travel in aeroplanes with Natalie Harp.
Good afternoon. I heard you missed me. Here I am.
Joining me now, Chris Whipple, New York Times bestselling author and contributing writer for Vanity Fair. He, of course, conducted 11 in-depth interviews with Chief of Staff Susie Wiles for an insider account of power and peril in the White House. Good to see you, my friend. Look, Chris, you've learned a thing or two about the unusual nature of some dynamics in Trump's inner circle. This whole Natalie Harp thing, did it surprise you?
Yeah, it really has surprised me, Alex. And believe it or not, I think it surprised a lot of Trump's inner circle. It's an extraordinary relationship, unique I think, in this White House. Natalie Harp is clearly a troubled young woman with a need to idolize Donald Trump. But the real danger here is Trump's fixation on her. In a normal White House, presidents have a so-called staff secretary who tees up reliable information on every side of an issue so that a president can make decisions. But in this case, proximity is power. And so Trump is getting his information from someone who wants to please, only tells him what he wants to hear. And so he's getting his information from, in effect, from a kind of fact-free fangirl. And that's nobody's idea of a staff secretary in a healthy White House.
So the Daily Beast published 2 letters.
And they are discussing, including that Susie Wiles, they say she discovered that there is something ongoing between Natalie Harp and President Trump, and she said she left it like this, and she said she is not as great as her, including they are saying Susan Wiles didn't include her in the Vanity Fair photo, and she didn't consider her very great, yet Trump is very obsessed with Natalie Harp, and she left the matter like this. I am discussing with you all such stuff before everybody upon planet Earth. And then everybody on planet Earth is earning millions and trillions and billions over it. And I am trafficked and raped via enablers and my family and my relatives who are enabling them and helping them. And I was talking about including stuff that he made, bonds, and he's saying, Scott Bassett, marketers, they have bad information, and I know everything. And then he says, bonds and the U.S. treasuries, they became, do you know, bonds and the U.S. treasuries, when those who were American, it is similar to Trump saying he became rich, and he said all the American workers, they have 401k. When you are working, this is the social security. When you are working somewhere, your worker and your employer via United States of America government, they are going to allocate and deduct from Somaliland. It does this. Are they going to give people their money back? Somaliland deducts from every human being 7% of their salary, including America. It does this, and it accumulates it, and it collects it in the social security. During your pension, you receive this money every month, or on a monthly basis, or on an annual basis. Some of the people who become retired, they invest this money back into the stocks, and they buy bonds or U.S. treasuries. US treasuries. Current, and he's saying in another place, he's talking about this Al Jazeera news, the stuff I was talking to you about. Rosalind, Al Jazeera news anchor in America, labeled as Rosalind Jordan. Rosalind Jordan. She is discussing this precisely, and she is copying me word by word on Al Jazeera News English, and she's giving me, they are making me, everybody and rib me, and whenever she sees me, she says, give the money to Shafi'i Pharmacy and give the money to Masjid al-Madina, مركز الإيمان الطبي, where they are ribbing the people. I want all of them to leave me alone. And she says, our people, and they say, all of them, they say, our people are not going to leave you until you become their sex slave and you consume mental illness medications. And they said to me, consume alcohol and have sex with everybody. They must be arrested and pay me financial compensation. Everybody is stealing my stuff.